Hello, friends. In this episode of My Bali Life, I will be talking about why I left Saudi Arabia in Saudi Arabia and a little bit about my plans going forward.
So I've been living the last 4 years of my life in Al Khafji, Saudi Arabia, and I'm just about ready to leave. And it's kind of the sum of my meager belongings, which is going to go into the suitcase. I would be lying if I said I wasn't happy to go. I'm totally happy to go, but there are some things about my Saudi life that I will miss. And on the top of that list is my living space. This is part of my living quarters. This is my office, kind of lounge area. But I also, excuse the mess, I have this little bathroom, and then here's my bedroom proper. So as you can see, I've got a ton of space. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I can't remember exactly how much I'm paying for rent. Like, it's so nominal. It's really so little. I don't really think about it much. It's about 300 or 350 Canadian dollars. And it's I'm not renting an apartment. This is just one room in a big villa, renting with some other guys. And just, yeah, this would be completely unthinkable in pretty much anywhere in Canada. I mean, well, not pretty much, just anywhere, full stop. I'll give you the penny tour, since this might be my last chance. So here's the upstairs. This is my buddy, one of my buddy Dave's rooms, and then down the hall, this is Dave's room number 2. And then we got another guy staying in this corner. He's got 2 rooms and a bathroom. Dave has 2 bathrooms, by the way. Here are the stairs to the roof. And the roof hasn't gotten much play, unfortunately. We talked about having barbecues up here when we first found the place. But there is quite a lot of space up here. This is like the servants' quarters. That's how the Saudis would use it. But we used it as a laundry room. There's that old laundry machine there. It also has a bathroom. Most of us use the laundry machine. We got a bigger one downstairs, so we use that now. So most people don't even come up here. Now going downstairs, I'm just picking up at my bedroom here. Here's our kitty. Here's the living room. Got our little pull-up bar up there, and there are other rooms through here, which I'm not going to go through. And there's a room through here, the hallway and a room and a bathroom. Big bathroom in here, 2 big rooms through there. Here's part of the kitchen. The other part of the kitchen is here. And it's kind of a perpetual mess, as you would not be surprised to learn with three dudes and no wives. Here's the courtyard. And I'll kind of just walk around the courtyard here. So 2 big water tanks, and there's another big water tank on the roof. We just recently put in plants after basically 4 years. We should have done it when we came in, but such is life. Hindsight 2020. More stuff there. This is the majlis. Now, this is kind of something that's in a lot of Saudi dwellings. It's basically a tent. It's like between a small house and a tent. And I'll go inside. No one ever goes in here. We haven't kept it up. And so this is what it looks like inside. It's all carpeted, really cozy actually. Super dusty, probably just kilograms of dust caked into the carpet and the couches and everything. We've sourced parts from this AC, so it doesn't really work. So not the best place to hang out. So yeah, it's gonna be hard leaving this place, but going on to warmer climes, metaphorically, not literally. Doesn't get much warmer than here. Most Westerners seem to have this attitude of like fear and hatred towards Saudis, which I find stupid, obviously. Some of these guys, they're the best guys you'll ever meet. They have their own culture, and there are things that grate me about it, but there are also things that I respect about it. And when I go home, I'll look at Canadians and think, sometimes why can't you be more like the Saudis in this respect? Teaching here, I've been able to save money that I'd never be able to save back in Canada. Teaching ESL, like I make probably as much as some tenured professors. I mean, especially when you factor in the taxes. In 2 years, I was able to save enough money to buy 3/4 of an acre in Bali and build a house on it. Of course, that's factoring the economics of Indonesia. But imagine like how much I would need to make in Canada to buy 3/4 of an acre and build a house there. It's like, I'd have to be a celebrity. Well, I'd have to be a CEO. It's a vocational college, basically. So it's a 2-year college, and the model is this. The students, or trainees, I should say, they do a first year of mostly English with a bit of maths, and then the second years are their technical year, their skills year. So they'll learn their pipe fitting or electric or machines or whatever it is. This is the third such college I've worked at here. And really the quality of students has changed dramatically since I began. My first job here was in 2014, so over 10 years ago, and that was on the other side of the country. Totally different environment, but also it was a different economic environment. When I taught there, the attitudes and the background of the students was much different. The students tended to have this attitude of entitlement, of sort of that they could get away with anything, like almost no effort put into classes. They could skip classes. If they didn't like a teacher, they could complain and have them replaced, not kicked out of the school, but swapped out with another teacher. And that happened all the time. They were kind of useless, to be honest. But now the conditions in this country have changed. Now young people are really grateful to have jobs, and they do try and they do study hard, and they feel like they owe it to their parents. Whereas back in those days, it was kind of ridiculous. These guys, they'd all roll up in nice brand new cars. You know, you had a car that was more than 2 or 3 years old, people would kind of like turn their nose up at you. But they would get into accidents all the time, and just, no problem, teacher. My dad will buy me a new one. So you would think that it's hard for me to give up the salary and move on into uncertainty, but it's not. I've really reached my limit here, and as much as the students have improved, the classes do remain difficult, and the level of classroom management, it's so exhausting. Just constantly policing the students, getting them to pay attention, stay awake, stop messing about on their phones, or using ChatGPT to do this. All of that stuff, it's constant, and that's what wears you down more than anything. And there are constant technical issues with PCs. The outfittings of the classes are just kind of abysmal, and nothing ever gets fixed. So it's like you're constantly fighting just to have your very basic equipment in working order. It's those two things that really wear you down. And after 4 years of this, it's like I could not continue. So I am done here, and after a couple of months back in Canada, I will be moving to Indonesia to live with my wife. We'll be in Bali for the first 6 months, and after that we're going to Yogyakarta. She just finished her PhD. It feels like she is obligated to accept a professorship at the university where she studied. So the plan is to build a couple of rental villas on our land in Bali and then just kind of live off of the rents there. So I'm faced with this question of like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do day to day? Well, I'm gonna try to do this. This is gonna be part of it. But I'm also gonna try my hand at writing. I've been working on this book for 6, 7 years now. A book that I really have no business writing. I'll talk more about that later. But after I'm done that, I want to write a book about my experiences as an ESL teacher in Korea and then later in Saudi Arabia.
Next time I'll be recording in Canada, and I will be talking about the visa process for my wife, as well as how I'm spending my time here. See you next time, and thanks for watching.